Alright guys, what's up? It's the Earache Lord. Welcome to a vlog video that has taken a bit of time to make, but nonetheless, we're here. I kind of wanted to get into the spirit of E3 and make some footage for it. When E3 occurred last year, I really didn't do anything for it, so I figured that I could cover this one. This is actually one of the, I have to say, in my opinion, one of the best E3s that we've had in a while. Okay, 2013 was the preview of the next gen consoles, and then 2014 was kind of like a dud year because game developers were just getting ready to start making games for the next gen, and so they kind of needed more time to fine tune what they were working on. So not many people wanted to show stuff at E3 2014. So that was why the press conference was kind of like an press conference, in my opinion, last year, for any of them. You know, Microsoft, Sony, then the other publishers and developers, you know, EA, Ubisoft. So today is Tuesday the 16th. I have watched the Microsoft, Sony, Ubisoft, what else am I missing? EA. I pretty much watched the major ones. I know the Square Enix one is today. But I pretty much know what the games they're showing are, unless there's some surprises, which this list might be even longer. But I pretty much know the list that they're going to have. And it's just going to be gameplay reveals, which I do want to see, because some of the games like Just Cause 3 and Mankind Divided, I do want to see gameplay of these games. But I'm just listing the titles now because it occurred to me, one of the big reasons I'm making this video is because it ultimately occurred to me just how many games are being announced, or how many games are being slated for, I'm going to say, games that are being slated for release fall, winter of this year, 2015, or the spring of 2016, you know, games that were pushed. Uncharted 4 would be an example. That game was supposed to come out in the fall. It's now coming out in the spring. So I have a list here. I'm going to offer some images from the new gameplay. I don't want you guys staring at my fucking Xbox dashboard the whole goddamn time. So I'm going to give you some images to look at here from some of the games. Now I'm just going to list, this is IGN's list. It says a number of games have been confirmed for E3 2015, but those that have been confirmed and those likely to be shown at E3 are listed below. Okay, it has the game, the publisher, and the platform. No surprise, the majority of the platforms, if not all of them, are the next gen, except for a few which I will ridicule when I get to them, because I just don't think games should be made for the last gen, like this console, the 360. You know, I should probably stop making my vlogs on this, you know, system, to be quite honest. It's old. The system is, you know, it's outdated by almost 2 years. These next gen consoles have been out. It's time to move on, honestly. So I honestly feel like the last gen consoles are holding next gens back, and game publishers and developers won't be able to take advantage of graphics of these next gen consoles if they keep trying to make them for 4 fucking consoles. So 505. All right, so we got, this is in alphabetical order. So we got Abzu Adrift by 505 Games, Alone with You, which is published by Sony, Amplitude HD, Ashen, Assassin's Creed Syndicate. They showed gameplay for this. It takes place in London. You play as a brother and sister during the Industrial Revolution. Looked interesting. They didn't really show much. I don't think they showed gameplay for this. There was no gameplay for Assassin's Creed Syndicate. They only had trailers. There was a trailer during the Ubisoft press conference, like a lot. You know those live action trailers that they've been doing since like Brotherhood, or no, it was Assassin's Creed 2, the one where your Ezio kills that guy. That was the first live action trailer they had, and they've had one for like every single Assassin's Creed that's ever come out. They've had a freaking live action trailer for it, which it's don't get me wrong, it's cool because you get to see, you know, live action versions of the characters you play as, but it's just becoming this, you know, repetition as the cash cow of Assassin's Creed is milked every year. So Assassin's Creed Syndicate, I would have liked to have seen gameplay, just straight up. there was just, features, that grappling hook was shown off in the trailer, but I mean, you got to see London. It looks, it was kind of the setup of the factions. Oh, you're trying to lead a revolt against the rich who are oppressing the poor. Kind of sociological, political issues that occurred during the Industrial Revolution from a history standpoint, as Assassin's Creed always likes to do. They're trying to write this game off as being more in tune with what Assassin's Creed 2 was. I don't know if you guys have seen, there have been a bunch of videos released by Ubisoft apologizing for the state that they left Unity in. Because Unity was their first next-gen title that was only on the next-gen. I thought it was going to be a stellar game, and it ended up kind of missing the mark in many categories, and disappointed a lot of people, including me. The thing is, though, I didn't even play the game. I have the game installed for the Xbox One, because when I got my Xbox One for Christmas last year, Assassin's Creed Unity came free. It was like a cheap bundle that it came with. And I just have not touched the game or played it, so, yeah, that's that. From all reports, the game, I don't know if they patched all of the, glitches that have occurred, but it just, from a story perspective, just didn't appeal to me, and I didn't think that I'd really care to play it, so. Alright, let's see. I'm going to kind of skip over some of these other releases. Barbie and her sister's puppies. Yes, that is the game everyone's looking forward to this year. It's not even on next gen. It's 360 PS3. Wow, that's funny. All right, Arkham Knight. Arkham Knight comes out what, next week? It does come out next week. Oh shit! Yeah, I'm gonna be buying that. Yeah, they showed some gameplay for Arkham Knight. Apparently, in the Sony press conference, there's like a Scarecrow DLC where you play as like a cop in first person. It was very different. I don't know if you play as Bruce Wayne or this cop, but it's extra content. The Arkham Asylum, the Rocksteady series has always kind of had more content exclusively in the past for Batman. I believe for Arkham Asylum you could play as the Joker. There's been exclusive content offered on the Sony systems for the Batman games, so not really surprising. Let's see. I'm still going through. All right. Crossing Souls, Chasm, Cosmic Star, Heroine. Oh my god, alright, so we got Call of Duty Black Ops 3. Like I said, this is one of the games that pissed me off because it is on the last-gen consoles. So we've got, how many consoles is this thing on? Let me see here. Call of Duty Black Ops 3. PC, PS3, PS4, Xbox 360, Xbox One. Wow. See, I find it hilarious. They put this game on the 360 and PS3, and yet they don't put it on the Wii U. Now, obviously, I have major issues because there has yet to be a Call of Duty game that has exclusively aired on the next-gen consoles, okay? Call of Duty Ghosts, Advanced Warfare, and now Black Ops 3. All three of these games have been on the next-gen consoles and the last-gen consoles, okay? I think Ghost was originally for last-gen, but they just upgraded it on next-gen because the next-gen consoles had just come out, so it was like, oh, you can get freaking Call of Duty Ghost, the worst Call of Duty ever for the next-gen. But, no, I think it's stupid. Like, this is a futuristic Call of Duty. I heard a couple of people said it looked like Halo. Yeah, it kind of does. I saw the single-player gameplay, which is now 4-player co-op. We haven't had 4-player co-op in a Call of Duty game since what, World at War? World at War took advantage of that, and it wasn't like a necessity, but it was in the game. But I don't know if this is more squad-based. I don't know if maybe there's some type of, system that's involved with this, and, I don't know. The thing is, I've been joking to, my friends, my friend Jack and stuff, a couple of my friends have been joking around with this game. Like, this game is like Call of Duty Terminator Salvation. Like in the trailers, you're fighting robots. You're fighting fucking war machine. Like, the game takes place in, what, like 2065 or something? Like, super far future. Like, I honestly think Call of Duty is going to the fucking space. Call of Duty is going to become Halo. I've kind of had this joke when Halo 4 came out and Call of Duty Black Ops 2 came out. There was this joke that Call of Duty was becoming Halo, and that Halo was becoming Call of Duty with, Halo's perks and some of the way they handled their multiplayer. Thank God they're not doing that for Halo 5. Enough people complained to change that, but it was just kind of a running joke, and, Call of Duty seems to still be going for this future stuff. A lot of people were hoping that World at War 2 or maybe something in the past would be explored. But nope, it's big explosions, big fucking Transformers, screenplays, and whatever, stupid. But moving on, we got let's see, From Software, Dark Souls 3, which is a surprising announcement because Bloodborne just came out a few months ago, and that's kind of like Dark Souls. Didn't the people who made Bloodborne, they made Dark Souls, right? I can't confirm that, but I'm almost certain. But yeah, Dark Souls 3, apparently, coming out 2016? Yeah, I think so, because, to be fair, give it 2 years, because Dark Souls 2, Dark Souls 2 came out in 2014, spring? So this game's going to come out in the spring of 2016, yeah, so I've never been a fan of the Dark Souls games. A lot of people, back in 2012, when I was more involved with my channel, a lot of people were pressuring me to play Dark Souls. I never did. I've watched some of my friends play it in real life, and I've also watched a bunch of YouTubers play it and struggle with it. It just doesn't seem like my kind of game. It seems like one of those games where, it's overly difficult, and I don't know if I'd really have the most amount of fun with it. I can't confirm that I'd really, be all for that. Deus Ex: Mankind Divided. You guys know, 2011, Deus Ex: Human Revolution was my favorite game, 2011, and Mankind Divided is a straight-up sequel. I'm not sure what ending it's going to be based on, but I'm definitely looking forward to that. I think the press conference is actually starting soon for Square Enix, and I'm definitely, over the course of today, I'm going to be looking at the gameplay they reveal, because I want to see the new abilities Adam Jensen has, his new augmented powers. An expansion for shitty Destiny. I'm just going to skip that. The thing is, in the trailer, they showed this during the Sony press conference. The trailer for this, who cares? I thought people have panned this game since it was a colossal failure back in September of 2014. And the thing is, all the enemies look the same. Nothing looks, new environments. I don't know. Whatever. I already sold Destiny, not going to be even getting that. Devil May Cry 4 Special Edition. Capcom announced that? I didn't even know that. Well, that's interesting. Dishonored 2. Alright, this was one of the bombshells from Bethesda. There were rumors that this game was coming out, but now it's confirmed. I don't think is it this year or next year? I think it's 2016 that Dishonored 2 comes out, because you already have Fallout 4 coming out this year. So I don't think they do 2 Bethesda games at once. So yeah, Dishonored 2, I did a playthrough of Dishonored back when it came out. That game was really interesting, intriguing, had a cool story, kind of had RPG elements, and now you get to play as 2 different characters, one who has these weird tentacle abilities, so I'm looking forward to that. Alright, Tom Clancy's The Division. This game has been in production forever. This was at the Ubisoft press conference with that annoying woman who... I need to say this right now. If I'm reviewing E3 as a whole right now, why is it that every year Ubisoft has the most annoying people at their press conferences? I believe in 2012 it was Toby Turner. And then in 2011 it was the infamous Mr. Caffeine, the guy who did the doodly doodly doo. Yeah, who could forget? But yeah, every year Ubisoft has some joker. It's always just they never take their press conferences seriously. The woman is making the worst jokes. She's trying to make cocks and dick jokes and trying to swear to get... what? This is a professional event. Whenever Sony and Microsoft do their events, sure, there's some tongue-in-cheek humor every now and then, but it's serious. It's a press conference for an industry that's highly profitable, and Ubisoft kind of needs to show their big guns, and, they kind of did with the amount of gun games that they showed, which I'm going to get to. But yeah, The Division, Tom Clancy, this game is, kind of it looked interesting, but again, it's been around for... I've heard about this game being made for a while, so I'm going to have to wait and see until more info is kind of revealed on how this game looks. The new Doom game from Bethesda. This was no one even knew this was coming out. This was a simultaneous announcement when Doom was announced a few weeks back, and then Fallout 4 was also simultaneously announced. So, no, I saw this. This was the first game in the Bethesda press conference. Looked freaking sick. Looked really cool. You can make your own levels and stuff. I played the original Doom on my dad's PC when I was very young. I do remember this game, and That's interesting that they're bringing this game into a kind of modern era. I'm interested to see. Xbox One, PS4, PC, no last gen. I'm happy about that. Again, it allows games to run 1080p, 60 frames per second. Allows them to take advantage of these graphics. I want to see games take advantage of higher technology. That's the point. Dawn to Death, Dreams. Again, I don't know about some of these games. Dungeon Defenders 2, EA Sports. Fable Legends, which is apparently a new Fable game which was announced at the Microsoft press conference. I've never been a fan of Fable. I know I actually have Fable 3 downloaded. It was a free game for gold. I just never touched it. Yeah, the original Fable came out on the original Xbox years and years ago. It's one of Xbox's staple series, and I'm not sure how that game looks. We'll have to see. Fallout 4. Now, this was the big one. It was only in the past couple of weeks that we even knew this game existed. I didn't even think this game would be... Like, if you were to tell me 2 months ago that Fallout 4 would be released in November of this year, I would think you were crazy. Because I just did not think this game was as complete as they made it out to be. I guess they were sitting on this reveal for a long-ass time. Like, they did not want to tell anyone. And then, Todd Howard comes out with the Bethesda press conference, and he's announcing, new dialogue trees. And, I'm going to go over this. I have a video I'm going to make later today with a friend that's going to be based around Fallout. So, stay tuned. I'll go over that later today. Fallout Shelter was like a mobile game that they had for free, which was nice, I guess. Final Fantasy VII Remake. I guess some people are excited for that. I mean, I'm not a big fan of those kind of games. Forza 6, another racing game from Microsoft. Gears of War 4 and the Gears of War Ultimate Collection. So we've got Gears of War content. Gears of War 4 is not coming out until holidays 2016, was it? So, and the gameplay they showed wasn't anything that I could really base off of. Like, I played Gears of War 3, I played Gears of War Judgment, played Gears of Wars 1 and 2 very briefly with friends. Never really been a fan of the series. It's an interesting game. I mean, I have gameplay of 3 and Judgment on my channel. Judgment was a piece of shit, though. That game was fucking stupid. I think that was just like a game just to throw out there and be like, here's a Gears of War game. But, yeah, not too bad. I'm interested. I mean, obviously, Microsoft needs more exclusives, okay? They need more exclusives. Sony, has, a good number of them, and I think that's what differentiates these consoles, more exclusives, and I think that's what's going to pull them both through. And then, yeah, the Gears of War Ultimate Edition, this is almost a direct rival to the Uncharted HD Collection, so you've got almost like the Gears of War HD Collection, similar to the Master Chief Collection you had last year, so it's good that we're getting all these kind of titles. And then God of War 3 Remastered from Sony, that's going to be on the PS4, that's going to be interesting. Guitar Hero Live, I don't know if that's a new Guitar Hero. Halo 5 Guardians, I did see this. Oh look, it says you can pre-order it, that's funny. Yeah, I saw this, I guess, again, kind of similar to Black Ops 3. It takes advantage of this squad, 4 people, whether you're playing as Spartan Locke or Master Chief. I guess it's confirmed the Arbiter's in the game and they're fighting the Covenant. I don't know, it was very unclear as to what enemies, because you guys know I did my top 5 predictions for Halo 5, and I was hoping that the Brutes would come back. I was hoping for all these weapons and vehicles. We didn't get to see much of that, but there were some new, like, plasma caster weapons. There were some new weapons they showed. Obviously, the introduction of a new Promethean enemy, a new adversary, not the Didact, maybe the Didact, who fucking knows. But yeah, I'm looking for, I guess, I'm a Halo fan, I'll admit. I loved Halo. That's what made me buy the Xbox 360. It was one of my first multiplayer games ever. Halo 2 is my favorite first-person shooter of all time. So I do have an attachment to the series. Halo 4 was kind of hit and miss, to be honest, so I'm not sure. And then the Master Chief Collection was good in concept, but it was just broken at launch. So let's hope that, I've said this many times. Halo 5 better not be a broken fucking game at launch. I'm saying this now. Like, it better, 343, get your act together. This is your first Halo game on Xbox One. Do not disappoint your fans, alright? That's all I'm going to say. Homefront 2, The Revolution. Apparently another studio, Crytek, was making this game, and now it's switched to Deep Silver. Seems to be buying a lot of IPs. Homefront came back. Homefront came out in 2011. That was like one of the first playthroughs I did on my channel back when I was using a fucking camera. Yeah, that. Jeez, sequel to Homefront. Yeah, good luck. I don't know. I mean, when I saw I think it was E3 2014 we first saw gameplay, and we were expecting this game a lot sooner, but then the studio went belly up, and though we've got, new management and such, so. Let's see what else we've got. Journey, oh, they doing like an HD version of Journey. Just Dance 3, or Just Dance 2016 is what it's called. Just Cause 3. I did a playthrough of Just Cause 2 as like a retro classic playthrough. A lot of people on my channel were asking me to play that last summer. They're like, play Just Cause, and I'm like, alright, fine, I'll play Just Cause 2. I played it, I beat it. It was an interesting game. It was kind of, the grappling hook zaniness was kind of hilarious. I'm interested in seeing a next-gen version of that, I really am. I think that's going to be cool. Kingdom of Hearts 3. I don't know if any gameplay was... Oh, no, they're probably going to reveal it at the Square Enix press conference. Alright, I'm assuming, because wasn't at the Sony one, wasn't at, obviously not Microsoft, but yeah, wasn't at the Sony one, so I'm going to assume that they're reserving that. That's a big announcement. People have been waiting for that for a while. Yeah, just a lot of games coming out that, like, games that we've been waiting for forever that are finally coming out. A new Deus Ex, a new Fallout, a new Halo, a new Gears of War. Any game. Say a game and there's a sequel for it. That's basically this E3. It's amazing. I love it. Mad Max. I thought this game was supposed to come out in Dude, I sat through a press conference showing of Mad Max. When I went to E3 2013, they were showing footage of Mad Max. I'm surprised this game isn't out yet, especially since the movie Mad Max Fury Road is already out. It would kind of make sense to have the movie released with the game, but who knows? I don't know. Whatever. That's their decision to make. Speaking of sequels to games that we never thought, Mass Effect. I don't think anything was shown. I think it was just like a trailer, but Mass Effect Andromeda. Yes, not Mass Effect. It's pretty much Mass Effect 4, but Mass Effect Andromeda. Again, sequels to games that we want, and now they're being like officially announced. Even though they're not coming out this year, this E3 I think was great because we have knowledge of so many games that people have been asking for. So, Mass Effect Andromeda, Metal Gear Solid 5: The Phantom Pain, that comes out in September. My roommate and friend Jack, who you've seen on my channel frequently, he is a huge Metal Gear Solid fan, and he can't wait for this game. I'm not sure if this will be the last Metal Gear Solid game, but I'm sure Kojima's got a trick or two up his sleeve. Again, another game, another sequel right here, Mirror's Edge Catalyst, which, unfortunately, fortunately, it's a prequel to the events of Mirror's Edge. It's supposed to be open world, which, interesting concept. We'll see how that works, because Mirror's Edge, the original, was a linear experience, so we'll see if that's, if they expand upon that. New Need for Speed, new NBA, new NHL, we all know this stuff. No Man's Skies, a new Payday 2 edition. Ratchet & Clank Remastered. This is the PlayStation 4 remastering of the first game, which is supposed to come out in spring 2016 alongside the movie. The movie was supposed to come out this summer, but then they delayed it. I don't know if production problems or something happened, but I'm still looking forward to that. I'm a huge Ratchet & Clank fan. Jak and Daxter Ratchet & Clank, the classic PlayStation 2 heroines. They hold a special place in my heart. Recore, Relics of Gods, Resident Evil 0. I don't know if this is on all consoles. Rise of the Tomb Raider. Oh, here we go. Freaking Microsoft. This is timed exclusivity. There is no release date for the PlayStation 4 yet. Xbox has purchased the exclusivity to this series. There was a lot of controversy when this first happened. People thought it was going to be exclusive, but apparently it's a timed. I've never really been a fan of Tomb Raider. The Tomb Raider that came out in 2013, I was going to do a playthrough of it, and then I just, like, lost interest and, it just kind of fell apart. Yeah, Rise of the Tomb Raider. Microsoft. I don't understand who manages things at Microsoft. This game is coming out on the same day as Fallout 4. They spent all the money for this game so that it could come out as a timed exclusive, during the holiday hardcore gaming season, this fall, and they have it on the same day as Fallout 4. A game that has, like, the hype, like, any analyst, any guy doing metrics or analysis can easily fucking take a poll, something, at Microsoft. Who do they hire? Make a poll. Figure out who's excited for Tomb Raider, who's excited for Fallout 4. I'm pretty sure you'd see an overwhelming majority of people favoring one side. They're gonna shoot themselves in the foot. I never understand why publishers do this. This happens every fall where game developers release all of their games on the Tuesday, the same Tuesday, and it forces gamers to pick and choose. Most gamers are not rich. They're not strapped with cash. They're gonna buy one game. They're not gonna buy 4. So you're gonna lose money if you don't release your games around a certain window that is marketable. Like, that's just the way the industry works. Sea of Thieves. I don't know why some of these are highlighted blue and some are highlighted green. Rocket League. Shenmue 3. Apparently this was a big, big announcement. Shenmue 3, which is this game people have been waiting for. It's like a Kickstarter project. I don't know anything about it, but apparently it was like a bombshell announcement at the PlayStation event. Star Fox for the Wii. Star Wars Battlefront, which we did get to see some gameplay. Obviously there was some controversy with how many maps and the fact that there was no Clone Wars. So I was kind of disappointed on that end. But Star Wars Battlefront, I did love Battlefront 1 and 2, and I guess I'll get it. I mean, I'm just hoping that this game is not like, a game that's overhyped and it ends up being a piece of shit. Please do not let EA ruin this game. They've ruined fucking so many games before with their launches, and they make DICE freaking suffer. Please, please, please. Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes. I don't know. Didn't they announce... They announced a new Star Wars game that's like Knights of the Old Republic, except it's like a new game from, what's the company that makes it? I forget. But it's kind of like Knights of the Old Republic. A new South Park game. Apparently the first one was pretty good. I didn't try it. I think that's a game I probably would enjoy trying at some point in the future. But South Park, The Fractured Butthole, which is, a play on words, obviously. I have to say, the creators of this show are fucking nuts. I thought those guys were high. When they announced this at the Ubisoft press conference, those guys looked fucking stoned. That's just my opinion. Street Fighter V, another sequel. We've known about this. Exclusivity on the PlayStation 4, that is confirmed. Capcom has come out and said that there's no chance this will be coming out on the Xbox One. I'm not a huge Street Fighter guy. Some of my friends, Pete and Kyle, they like those games, but I would get it just to play it with them. That's really the only reason I'd ever get those games, just to chill and play those games. That's why I bought Street Fighter 4 and Ultra Street Fighter 4, just to play with them, really. I've made some videos on my channel, but they're not really expansive. Super Meat Boy, what the fuck? The Elder Scrolls Online just released for blah blah blah. The Last Guardian, that was a pretty big announcement. Tom Clancy's... Oh, so this was the two Ubisoft games, alright? A new Ghost Recon. This was a big announcement at the end of the Ubisoft press conference. I played Ghost Recon Future Soldier. That game was okay, but it wasn't anything knock your socks off. And this game seems to be totally different. So you've got two Tom Clancy's, Ghost Recon Future Soldier, and then Rainbow Six Siege, which, 2008 was the last time a Rainbow Six game came out. So again, lots of shooters. Ubisoft has a lot of shooters coming out. The Division, the 3 Tom Clancy games. The Division, Ghost Recon, Wildlands, I guess it's called, and Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six Siege. So fucking Tom Clancy up the fucking asshole. Jeez Louises. Alright, and then the final kind of games here on our list, Uncharted 4, Thief's End, and XCOM 2, and that seems to be it. I don't know if I'm missing anything. Please, tell me if I did. But I think that's a lot of games, though. That is a lot of games to be announcing at E3. I mean, not all of these were announcements. Some of these were in the rumor mill. Some people knew that these were coming, so it wasn't a complete surprise. Anyway, that's kind of my rundown. This is just a video to show you how many games. There are just so many games. So many. So many. So there's going to be a lot of purchasing choices. I'm going to probably be broke if I fucking buy all these games. But I've got to probably pick and choose. And I guess that'll be that. So thanks, guys, for watching the video. This video is actually going to run out since I'm doing it on the camera. I put some images up for these games. Let me know what you think. Comment. And tell me what you guys are looking forward to for new games that were announced at E3. Alright? Thanks. See you later.